And by the way, Kamala will not be your first female president. She will not be your first female president. It's not the way it's supposed to be. We're not supposed to have a socialist. Look, we're not going to be a socialist nation. We're not going to have a socialist president, especially a female, especially a female, especially a female. Socialist
Did this really need the editing? Couldn't you just show him saying that?
president, we're not going to have it. We're not going to put up with it. It's not going to happen.
Remember how just the other day, the House GOP had to put out a warning saying, please stop bringing up Kamala Harris's race? Oh my God, man. Trump is genuinely very sexist. It's like a massive electoral viability. I really don't, like, I mean, keep posting, man. Keep posting through it. I'm sure the median female voter will love that shit, you know? It's genuinely not an unpopular opinion in Republican, like, policy wonk circles to repeal the 19th Amendment. I genuinely feel like, I don't know, man, women might save the day. I hate to give it to them because, as you all know, I'm a dedicated woman hater, but I feel like, I don't know.
My staff, for example, sometimes they'll show me little things that just amuse me. Like, apparently, some people love to talk about the way I laugh.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I love your laugh.
Well, let me just tell you something. I have my mother's laugh. And I grew up around a bunch of women in particular who laughed from...
I think this is a different Richard Hanania, or is it a different name? I don't think it's that guy. I know, I thought that too. Richard Hanania. I was like, wait, isn't that the weird incel Nazi who was obsessed with Hunter Schafer? I don't think it's that guy, though.
The belly. They laughed. They would sit around the kitchen and drinking their coffee, telling big stories with big laughs. You know, I'm never going to be... that's just, I'm not that person. And...
Can I actually, hold on, can I be sexist with you guys for a second? I hate that little tittering laugh so much. Say that shit with your gut. If I tell you a good-ass joke, don't disrespect... Female, do not disrespect me by like suppressing it and giving me like a dainty little fucking princess laugh. You don't give me a little giggle, okay? Giggly giggle, all right? I want you to hit that shit, okay? I want it to hurt. Don't you tee-hee at me. Bad take, there's nothing wrong with a cute giggle. Man, a giggle is when you put your arm around her waist, man. If you tell a joke that's funny, she should go... You know, that's what I want to hear from the girl I'm with. You don't want to, like, yeah, you don't want her to hit you with that weak shit. It's kind of disrespectful. She should go hawk to she should literally die is what I'm saying. Yeah. You want her snorting.
And I think it's really important for us to...
Are you guys ready? In 3 months, everyone's going to be saying hawk Tuah, like, unironically, because they were all saying it ironically to make fun of the people who got mad at the people who were first saying it unironically, okay? You're gonna be like, yeah, man, I need to take the car into the car wash. I need them to give that a hawk Tuah spin on that thing with the car washers, and they'll be like, okay, yeah.
Mind each other and our younger ones.
Man, it's raining hard today. The sky's really hawk Tuahing on us, huh? And then everyone laughs, you know?
Don't be confined to other people's perception about what this looks like and how you should act in order to be, right? It's really important. It's important.
Nah, I think it'll be temporary, like people saying skibbity and riz. You know, people still say skibbity and riz, right? I'm really sorry to inform you, but Michael Bay apparently is starting work on a skibbity toilet movie, and riz is very much still in the public lexicon. Riz might actually be like a semi-permanent word. Like, I think riz escaped the temporary... Like, it's not like Phantom Tax or whatever. Riz is not going away, man. Riz is, like, incorporated. The last time I was down in LA, I had to explain riz and drip to my mom. I was like, yeah, you can say it's either the drip, it's drippy, or dripped out. And those are like the acceptable, because, you know, she was like, I like your t-shirt. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. I feel pretty drippy today. And she was like, what? Riz was easier to explain, I feel. Yeah, riz is just short for charisma. Does Mark know what Riz is? Don't you dare talk about my father. Don't you speak his name. You don't know him. Don't you say his name. Say your dad. Show some respect. You think you're on his level? Get the back down there and chat. Get back down there into the muck. Crawl around like a worm. Who the goes up to someone and rather than saying, hey, how's your dad doing? You'd say like, yeah, hey, how's Mark doing? You say that shit if you've been over to my house for Thanksgiving, okay? You? I wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire. I wouldn't hawk Tuah on that flame. I wouldn't hawk Tuah on you if you're on fire. That 3 months from now, that's gonna be the phrase. Gonna walk Tuah the polls and vote on that thing. It's actually really fun. If Kamala drops that, that'll be like the Pokemon go to the polls, but 50 times better. That would win the election right there. If she owned it, oh my God. 50 state sweep. 50 state sweep plus Puerto Rico plus the Isle of Samoa. It's going to be everyone. We're winning every territory. Yeah, exactly, Benjamin. Does Kamala acknowledge the coconut meme? It would be less funny if she did.
Of those children. Let's give votes to all children in this country, but let's give control over those votes to the parents of those children.
All right. I am now on Candace Owens' side when it comes to the abortion question. Black families, you gotta stop. It's 8 kids per, okay? You mother... I want every black mother to walk to the local polling booth and cast 50 votes, okay? It's time, all right? We're gonna use their own stereotypes against them. Election eugenics. I mean, that is literally how the right wing thinks, yeah. No, Posadist, I have not heard about that. I want them back. Yeah, 16 terabytes, and then you continue reading the story and you find out it was all raw text data. What the f***? Trump is like the Joker after Batman dies. That's true. What are you guys linking? What is this shit? Anyway, weren't we watching JD Vance?
When you go to the polls in this country as a parent, you should have more power. You should have more of an ability to speak your voice in our democratic republic than people who don't have kids. Let's face the consequences and the reality. If you don't have as much of an investment in the future of this country, maybe you shouldn't get nearly the same voice. Now, let's give...
This is basically just like a sort of like demographics-based variant of the argument that only property owners should be able to vote. The idea being like, if you're not invested in the country, it's not as bad actually as that. It's still bad. It's not as bad as that idea because owning property doesn't mean you're invested in the country. It just means that you have money. Having kids at least is some kind of like broad, like long-standing demographic investment. You know, but it's still bad, obviously. It's still stupid. They would if they could, Alec Gunther. Pete is going really hard for the VP slot. He doesn't bring in an important state, man. Does Trump regret JD Vance? I think that JD Vance is going to end up being a weird liability, yeah. I do think so. I genuinely do. Yeah.